What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, unmute yourself.
Is it? Hello?
Got it. Your
Cool.
hair is curly.
I put serum in it today. My hair is like naturally pretty curly, but
Oh,
living in Colorado makes it like just like dry. So I've been
yeah.
playing with moisturizing it with different um
Oils.
oils and stuff, and I feel like I'm getting my curls back.
That's awesome. What oils are you using?
There's my friend who's a hairdresser like gave me an oil. I can send you a picture of it, but like
You put it on just the tips or the roots?
I just when it's wet, I just like this and I like put it
Yeah.
through my hair.
Well, it looks awesome. I mean, it looks curly. I like curly hair.
I have super curly hair.
Really?
Or like wavy hair.
Oh, really? Like crimpy?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that look. I'm really excited because I think that you're really gonna like this like this new check-in form,
Cool.
which is the worksheet.
Nice.
Because it helps you learn. Did you get that text with the resources?
I didn't yet because I was like doing admin stuff, but
Okay, yeah. No,
probably I'll probably get to it in the morning.
perfect. What's up, Taylor? You getting your steps in? What's up, T? Tierra, what's up, everybody? Taylor, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Feeling good. Good. Tierra, this is post show. I just finished uploading your YouTube video, but I want to make a I don't, if you look on my YouTube channel, you'll see that I don't do any type of graphic. I wanted to make it special because if we do, they'll repost it, for on summer shredding. So I have, I'll start the camp. Well, I've already started the Canva, but I'll share it with you and we can just tag team that to whatever you want. So the thumbnail is what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So I'm going to start working on that. I just uploaded the video and and I'm going to put it on my story tonight before I do the thumbnail because then I won't ever do it on my story because that's just how I work. So anyway, but all three of y'all, I think are especially, well, all of y'all are gonna love this new change. Y'all, I gotta tell y'all some stuff, but I'll tell y'all after we get done. Y'all just remind me. I gotta tell y'all something. But this new form that it's gonna be the same form link, but it's just gonna be literally probably three max questions. The biggest thing that, and I don't know if we're gonna wait, we can just keep on. I'll say wait for people, but they can just hop on and get on the replay. The biggest goal right now for me is to teach y'all how to make decisions yourself, but also know why you're making the decision. And sometimes it's not, and this, so the way that the structure is going to be is eliminating all possible options. And I know that we've talked about that individually, but now you'll be able to see, especially all of y'all that want to be coaches, be able to see the process of how to help somebody come to their own decision. And so me and Lily just went through this with her like just earlier today. What are you willing to do? What are you not willing to do? All right. I'm willing to do more, to take in more steps or do more steps. Then that's what we're going to do to make more progress. Right. So a lot of times when people, and I know you're going to be able to relate to this, like y'all's first version of you, maybe not like right now, but the first version when you were like, I should be making more progress. And then you're like, well, why am I not making progress? And all these reasons as to why you can't. What are you willing to do? And what are you not willing to do would have been the answer to what are you not willing to do? That's the number one. I'm not willing to do 2 hours of cardio. I'm not willing to eat 9 grams of fat. I'm not willing to eat less than 50 grams of carbohydrates. And I know that Tierra, you met a lot of girls this weekend and you were pretty much like, and then even Leela went and her friend, or was your cousin that was prepping, and you were like, I don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, like my cousin talked about her daughter who is a bodybuilder and she was like she like lost her period and they were making her take all these like steroids and she's like her hair was falling out and I was like, "What? please?
I know
What?
that Tierra, you get kind of like, that's kind of how I was, and I still am. When I'm looking, I'm like, what the hell? Go ahead.
Yeah. I think with you, I even told you like I wasn't willing to be enhanced. Like I don't even know what I look like at my like peak natural look. I am not willing to be enhanced. And like
Yeah.
also I met so many girls that were like,
Enhanced as
yeah.
in like boob job or
No,
something?
enhanced is in like taking drugs to
PEDs.
like
Oh.
help the physique. No,
Or
Oh.
even
I also am
hormonal
cool with
things before
having
you need them. Sorry,
nothing
go
or
ahead.
oh yeah, no, I also had listened to a podcast about this where it was like it was professional like women bodybuilders who were like they've all been enhanced at some point and they were like you shouldn't start off enhanced because you don't even know what your muscle maturity looks like naturally. So why would you do that immediately? But it's one of those things where we also talked about this, Gracie, like instant gratification. Like women just like we live in a world where you just want to see it right away. And it's one of those things where it's like you have to be in it for the long haul.
Right.
So
And
yeah.
so I'll just give y'all a like real time example and just like real personal example. So I competed in 2021. That was my first season. I competed at 2 shows. And after that, I got my lab work done and my testosterone was a 2. Testosterone, and this is 2021. I started my journey in 2013. I just didn't know anything about this world until 2020. So testosterone, and Taylor, have you gotten your labs done yet? All right, we'll talk about that. The testosterone in a woman should be 80, 90, 100, 110. Like 120 is kind of pushing the max of a normal natural woman. Like obviously we're all going to have to eventually get on testosterone at some point in our life as a woman. Same thing as a man, because this lower testosterone, like in menopause, as we get closer to menopause, the lower your testosterone. Lower your testosterone, the lower a lot of hormones that give you energy, help you metabolize. All of that is all connected, right? So eventually, or you don't have to. And I have a lot of clients that this is exactly what I tell them. If you, and one of them is actually with me right now, if you are perimenopause, like before menopause, you had the option to, and this is what I had, my options were in 2021. With a 2 testosterone, that was where I was reading at a 2. My options were to either not take testosterone and stay in a natural place, and that's it. That's one. And then the other one would be to take testosterone, which is not a PED, but it is an artificial hormone, to increase the amount of testosterone that my body can produce, and the decision came down to, do you want this to be your career or do you want to do this for fun? If I would have not made the decision, that was very clear. This is what God put me here to do. I have to do this to do what I'm doing with y'all, right? That made the decision to get on testosterone. Does that make sense? So the outcome, there wasn't a lot of options. Didn't give myself room to overthink that. So I got on testosterone for that building season, and it went up. It still went up to like a 60 something. And then I stopped it. So I haven't been on it since 2023, but I'm probably going to get back on it within probably at the end of this year. But that being said, also, in my second season, so my first season I did not, so Anavar is a PED. And it's pretty much among women in bodybuilding, it's a PED that has not a lot of anabolic effects. So it's the least really effective. Like it's not gonna make you, you can have the potential of changing your voice and changing your hair and kind of going into not turning into a man. You're not going to turn into a man, but that is what PEDs in women will eventually do, right? Same thing with testosterone. Anyway, and I don't know how this got brought up, but I'm gonna tell you anyway the story. But right now in my life, and so I took Anavar for 4 weeks before my second season, first show, second season. And that just helps preserve muscle mass when you are in a big calorie deficit. And so this right now, and I know y'all all know like where I'm at in life, it is not, I'm recording us so we can switch up. Okay. It is, my life is just, nothing is known. Nothing. I barely know my name, right? And you can only be in that place in that headspace in so many areas of life for so long before you're like, I need, and Tara, this is where this is coming from, some type of instant satisfaction. I need it. Like I have to have it because everything I'm building, everything I'm working towards every single day, there's not one thing that is instant. Not one. Not my marriage, not my moving, not my business, not my y'all's shows nothing. And I learned years ago when you have that, when that is life, and that's a season of life, and that's okay. You control what you do, you control what you can. So I control my food, I control my training. But I did get to a point where I was like, I want to take Anavar this last 8 weeks of prep because I need to see more results. It's not that I even need to see more results. I need to feel them. I need to see it. I need to know a guarantee. I want a guarantee, just one. And again, what are you willing to do? That comes down to that. Are you willing to take all the cons that come along with that? Yes or no? And that's what makes the decision. Does that make sense? And so it applies to everything from such
Yeah, I was gonna say that like that statement really applies to like so many things that are not even lifting related.
oh yeah.
I have a magical teacher. He's like an elder and he's been living in Texas for a while and he studies like root work and
Mhm.
conjure, which is local to like New Orleans. And he's like, yeah, as like a root worker magician, like there are different tiers of like ethics that like I go by, and sometimes you just like if you're gonna choose to do something magically, you have to just stand behind it and all the responsibility that comes with it. So like
Right.
yeah, it's just like yeah.
So like and I know you probably heard this, pros and cons, you do the pros and cons of a decision. That's exactly what that is. So that when you make the decision, every con that comes along with that,
You can't victimize
you
yourself
accept.
to it. Yeah.
Yes, like you accept. And that again, even for me staying here, I listed the pros and cons, and I'm okay with how uncomfortable it is for me to be living in my house with my husband now and my mother-in-law and father-in-law there. So I've accepted that. So I can't sit here and cry and get upset with when they're doing their thing, right? That's the biggest thing is when things start to discourage you or start to get in your head or even just take brain space. I have to remind myself, you made this decision. You could leave right now. So even moving forward, if I choose to stay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does that apply? Can you like what are y'all thinking, Tara, and what was like the first thing y'all thought of? And Taylor, just as an example of how that applies.
I'll be honest, I think the PED enhancement applies to me because I honestly have considered whether or not that is a conversation you and I should have. So
Mhm.
that is a good example.
Yeah, and so that would be the first thing we would have to do would get that be the lab work. And the second thing for me as a coach, it would be the same order as I did myself. Maximize natural potential. And so
Yep.
Taylor, at this point, how many years have you been with? 3 or 4 years?
3, almost 4, I think.
Almost 4? Yeah, we have, I mean, I say we haven't matched your potential, your natural potential, but your natural potential is very, very much alike Megan. What's her last name? I can't think of her last name.
The something.
Yeah,
It's
it starts with
pronounced
a-
weird. It's
The
like D.
Jinto?
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah. She has fantastic glutes. That's how I know who that is.
She
Yeah,
is
and she's natural.
insane.
Yeah.
She's insane. And it's crazy because I've watched her. We've been on the same with BA since we both started. She's never been enhanced. She's a natural athlete and her glutes are insane. And it's funny because you see them online in real life. Like a lot of like, I won't even say Laura Lee, I ain't gonna lie to you. Laura Lee, Ashley, when I see them in person all the time, their glutes they just don't look exactly like they do online. You know, I mean, they're not
Yeah.
too far from it. But with Megan, I'm like, Megan probably it's crazy. Her glutes are,
She looks better in person, doesn't she?
oh yeah, she looks better in
Oh,
person.
100%.
Insane. Which is insane. I'm always like, are you sure you took pictures of the right angle? Because this, whatever you're standing right now, that's the right angle. But anyway, so you and her have a very, very, very similar physique. And so that just should give you a visual of what, and then of course, when I say that's your max potential would be that, right?
Right.
But that's still, there's going to be a difference. So that will be something that we talk about, but not right now. And the biggest thing,
Right.
even with that, what comes along with that would be and then this is just me being completely transparent and giving you all the options, because coaches don't do that, is the potential to mess up having a kid, like the ability to have kids. Like that's looking at that, that takes it on. Is that a 1% chance? Yeah, but that's still 1% I need you to know about, right? So again, everything, and then so for I'm gonna call it so our weekly form is gonna say the reality check based on my current actions and protocols. Do I believe I'm on track to achieve my goal in my expected timeline? Yes or no? And after that, if you say yes, the form is, you're pretty much checked in. Like that, I want it to be, if y'all are doing what you're supposed to do, I'm trying to make it, you don't have to track, or not, you don't have to track, but you don't have to put too much effort into it. You just keep doing what you're doing, like on my end, right? So it's almost like, if you do what you're doing, I don't even need to check your stuff because I know that you're doing it. Taylor, like y'all are off example. And then if no, what area do you feel like your biggest impact would to bring you back into alignment? Would it be in your actions, your protocols, your goal, your timeline? Because sometimes it's just your goal needs to change, right? And Tiara, when we made the decision to do a show in July, we were taking a chance on you adhering like you did. That would be number one. Like we were saying, okay, if you adhere to this, we can be in 75 and below. That's what we thought. That's what our projection was. And then when you did everything perfectly, we got to where we had to be in 75 and above. So the just making sure that your goals and your timeline reflect your actions or your lack of actions. And this is going to be, I'm glad that it's recording this, because y'all three are very adherent to what you're supposed to do. And just check in, Leila, I know that you're newer to this definitely than these two, but even like for you, it's a lot different. And so Taylor, listening, and both of y'all with being wanting to be a coach, with Leila's expectations, and like I told her today, is if she leaves the gym with no pain, that is a win. You're not always going to progress. You're not always going to move up weight. You just are leaving pain free. Hell yeah. And I've been on that train for a long time. Like when I could, only because I got injured so much that now it's become where I'm so injured I can't do what I need to do daily. That's where the problems ended.
I mean, yeah, that's what just happened to me for like almost 2 weeks. And I was like, I will go crazy if I can't work out or move. So I need to find a way to adapt to what's happening so I can like get my shit straight and not like have a mentee be over like not being able to get to the gym. So
right.
Yeah. I think I think those like adjustments and recalibrating like what my expectations are for as far as like wins go has been something I've been thinking about all day, because I'm like, oh yeah, like maybe a yoga class or something, like whatever to get movement in to continue like the momentum of what I'm doing.
Right. So it would be like an intention every day. The intention is 30 minutes of intentional movement. This is outside of steps, outside of water, outside of assigned cardio or that. And even like, so for me right now, and this helped my tremendously, is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is all clients. If I get extra time and I can do back end stuff, then that's great. But when I finally said that was my expectations from Monday through Thursday, is only like, that is it, except my training, y'all, that takes so much pressure off me, because my expectations match the reality of the 12 hours, 24 hours that we're given. Right. So being able to say like, okay, because then I felt rushed. Like if I listed even 2 things on top of clients. That gave me anxiety all day long because I might be with y'all for an hour. I might be with you for 5 minutes. It depends on where you are in life. You know what I mean? And how long that takes. So anyway, the goal with this is just to help y'all make, so whenever you fill this out, my goal is for you to know the decision that's going to be made once I get in there and look at your data. That means you are learning and you know that you are learning, because then I could go, no, well, this week we're going to do this, or yes, I agree, we're going to do that. Does that make sense on how it's going to be learning through action, pretty much?
I like that, because that would have also been like, obviously we had what we had, but like, I think I told you this yesterday, when I first started out and I wasn't making the progress I wanted, and I didn't, it's not that we didn't have that reflection piece, but it was definitely less clear cut almost. And I was just like, I'm not making any progress, but I never actually verbalized that. I just said, oh, I need help with macros. Oh, I need help with macros. And you're like, okay, we're going to hold it. 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 And then I was like, no, I need to expect more from myself because I wasn't truly being honest. So I like that. I like this. Like, this is
Yeah.
going to be really nice.
Well, it's really nice because it makes you, it gives you no room to think, no room to overthink, because
Yeah.
it does come down to process of elimination. Like at the end of the day, at the end of the form, like when you, if you say no, I feel like something's does need to alter something. You go through this checklist and what are you willing to do? At the end of the day, it's going to be one thing. And there might be two things or three things, but is that all? Can we do all that? Are you willing to do all that today, right now? Okay, so it's just eliminating options that don't even need to be there because they're just not an option.
Yeah.
You know?
It's making it more like manageable, like bite-sized, because, you know,
Yes.
again, we all want to build Rome in a day, but that's not a thing.
Yes. Yes.
I'm even learning that with my business right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like my production company, I'm like, oh my God, when I was like in idea phase, this all seemed so magical and inspiring. And I'm like, I am not inspired by any of this, and I have to keep doing it. And apparently there's like, people that want to come to my events, and I'm like, I'm a hermit. This doesn't make any sense. So even like I'm just realizing that like long-term relationship, long-term goals, like long-term anything that's worth building and expanding is like, oh, it's not always going to be inspiring and fun.
Correct.
And that's super annoying.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, I hear you. I hear you on
like
that.
absolutely fuck that.
Yes. And I hear you on that. And like I said, that's where you negotiate with yourself, is like kind of like my example earlier. I'm willing to negotiate with right now because I feel like nothing in my life is gratifying at all. I'm willing to take this chance and take Anavar for the next 8 weeks or 6 weeks, maybe. It is what it is, right? And so, but that is 100,000% applies to every area of life. My marriage, moving away. I'm not even moving at this point anymore because in reality, when I stood back and I stopped looking at all the houses, like I'm moving to Arizona at some point in my life. But when I look back at the calendar, it was like I have 28 days that I'll be here in Louisiana the rest of the year. So why am I in such a hurry to get somewhere else and all the shit that's got to come with me if I'm only going to be here for 28 days? That's stupid. And I literally was telling, this is what I told myself. That's stupid. Like, just stay there and get through this season, and we'll make this next decision later. But that decision, completely eliminated out of my brain space, has given me so much time to put that energy to something, to this, what we're doing, But it did come down to that decision. What are the options here? Well, the options are to stay here or to move within the next 3 weeks. Well, we're not going to do that, right? Like, that's just, and so that was, if I would have come to that realization months ago, I would have saved so much time and energy, but I didn't. You only know what you know then, and now I know. So now it's off the plate. So you apply it, yes, to every area of life, especially business. Let me see. So yeah, I mean, like the form. Yes. So y'all have anything to say? Anybody have anything to say?
I was just going to say, as somebody who had a very, very quick turnaround time with finding and buying a house and moving, I'm really glad that you don't have to do all that, because we had we had to do that after COVID. Our rent was boosted and we had to, it was either stay there and pay almost $1,000 more for a 2-bedroom apartment or move. And we have a house that was less than what we were paying in rent.
Yeah.
So as somebody who had to do that, I'm glad
Yes.
you don't have to do that.
I know. And that comes down to the same thing too. The decision was very clear. And to be honest with you, I want y'all to think about that over the next couple of weeks. When you feel like you can't make a decision from what you're going to eat to what you're going to do to what you're going to watch, where you're going to go, just stop for a second and think, all right, what are my options here? Like when Andy would come in and be like, hey, you want to go to hang out? This is before everything, hang out at so-and-so's house. No, I would rather literally be here by myself than hang out with those people. Like it comes down, and it's not hating on those people. It's just, I'm protecting my time. But this one mindset applies to that. It applies to your job. It applies to your workouts, your training, every part of life. And really everything, every mindset y'all are probably like, yes, when you change up here, that applies. I think we talked about that yesterday, Tiara. That applies to every area of life. When you just change one thing and you apply it to every area, it's like, oh, that got simple, instead of trying to be, because it does take energy. It literally takes energy to switch your brain from coaching for me. And I've had to learn this from this call. After this call, I take a 5-minute break before I dive into the next thing my brain has to switch to. Every switch in brain energy is a switch in energy. So how can you align your brain energy, your brain focus, and then have breaks between each brain switch? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that break, for me at least, I'd be just ramming myself into the wall. Like, and when I say break, I'm just be able to mentally compartmentalize what I just did and then walk slowly into. It's kind of like how we flow through prep and flow. That's how I want to flow through mentally my days, not going from this to this, and this. Does that make sense? Do y'all feel like y'all do that? Is that a problem or not a problem, but
No, it actually annoys me when people stack like that. Like I have friends that stack their calendar. And yesterday I pushed back on one of my close friends because I was like, yo, do you want to come over and help with the garden? Or are you stacking your calendar and you're just gonna come over here and be an autopilot? And she was like, I guess maybe next week is better. And I was like, yeah.
yeah.
I think living out of America taught me that I value spaciousness in my time and time to actually function presently in my body than just be on autopilot and go stack and go to the next thing, go to the next thing. Cause I just don't I can't operate like that. It blows
It's
me
not
out.
sustainable. But here's
Yeah.
the thing is that mindset is, if you can control your ability to control that, that's a great mindset, because I live in that mindset pretty much 80% of the time right now, especially. But I do have to have that, be able to say, okay, because if this is just an example, when I go away, like when I was with Tiara, your show, when I go away and I get all these inspirations and ideas and all, I come back home and I have a list of new things. I already got a list of shit I got to do. List of new things I want to do, new ideas, new adventures, all those things. But I have to come back to a silent place to gather everything, unload it, organize it before I go off to another adventure, right? That goes to the same thing with socialness. If you go, and I know go and you're around people all the time, you just want to be out of socialness for a long time. It's the same thing mentally and business wise, if you think about it that way. So because you have to, otherwise you just end up like I was in 2021, where I have so much ideas in my head because it just was going and going and going and going and going and going and going, which was great. It started building my business outside of this house. But I had to realize that you're going to end up with just a list of dreams, or you can slow down, understand that it takes about, for me, 4 weeks between trips to completely undo my brain, organize it enough to feel confident that I'm not just wasting this time before I can go off again. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I ended up seeing my mom today, and she was talking about that because she was over in Scotland for a few weeks, and she was talking about how like what you just said, Leela, being overseas and like in Europe and stuff, they do. I don't know. I think when I think of America, I think of like New York City and just the hustle and bustle and the constant go, go, go. And she was just like, overseas, it's not like that. Like there are like busy parts of places, that's how it is, but it's just valuing being in the present. And this was kind of also a reflection I had after my show was, I think for you, like I told you, Grace, I was like, all right, here are the next few shows that are coming up. Blah, 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 blah. Like, let's freaking go. I can do this. And now that I'm like a week, or it's been more than a week. What is today? Monday? It's been more than a week
Yeah.
since my show. It's been more than a week. And I'm kind of like, you know what? If we don't compete this upcoming fall, winter, I'm perfectly content with that because I'm just enjoying the moment I'm in. I had that show, it was awesome. And if anything, like I would love to take this time and like, you know, really dabble into like strength training and dialing in my nutrition and building up those habits. And then we come back in June for the natural show that's local. And then we go into September. Like
Yes.
I was just thinking of that because I think right after the show, I was like, here are all the shows. Let's freaking go. Taylor, I want to qualify. Blah, blah, blah. Like I was on it. And then I was like, wait,
So
hold the phone. Take a minute.
I really love hearing that because it's reminding me of like, so I have a lot of experience with psychedelics. And like psychedelics put you in these like peak states of consciousness. Like you can get to those peak states naturally, but like sex does that. There are so many things that like put us in these peak state experiences. But if we're always chasing peak states, like we never actually mature into stages of consciousness that like where like things get built and habits get like, anchored. And so many people are like only interested in chasing the high of things, which is not like wrong necessarily if you know that's what you're doing. But one of the things that I learned from a teacher when I was in like near Ecuador drinking ayahuasca was that she was like, whatever insights you get in this session, like don't go home and like break up with people and like sell your car, whatever. Like give it like 3 months to like land before you make these giant decisions from that place of like total expansion. Cause now
Right.
those are the spaces for like epiphany where you're like, cool, like I realized these things, but you need to give them time to like settle before like jumping
Right.
them.
Yeah, that's a really good. Those 2 points are really good. Like that explains what Tiara just did and went through.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very proud of you, Tiara, for feeling that. And it's very, very normal. And like you said, it's very normal to chase that high. And something I try to be very conscious about is when I'm going to all these shows, is I try not to, and I try not to, I don't. And if I ever do, it's always, I'm always either going to catch myself and stop, or I'm going to just not say it. But when I come and like somebody wins a show or comes in, finishes the show, whether they win or not, everyone goes, what is your next show? And that's one thing that I try to be very, because that's normal. I'm very conscious of not even asking that. Like I just want to ask, how was this show before and I think what's the gymnastics girl?
Simone
US.
Biles.
Yes, her. In her documentary, she said the same. She said that is probably one of her biggest pet peeves. She said, and which is crazy because that is one of my biggest pet peeves. Is people be like, "What are you doing next?" I don't even know what I'm doing right now. So when I get to the right now, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do next. But one of her biggest pet peeves was when she would win on the Olympics. People were like, "What are you gonna do next?" And she's like, "I just want to enjoy this win right now."
Yeah.
And she was like, "That's so yeah." That
I
I'm
just
very proud of you.
I posted something on my story this morning because I've been asked quite a few times, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? And I think I posted, like, I'm training to be a unit. Like, I'm just going after things that I thought I couldn't do. Like, I don't have a show
I'm just
lined up.
vibing. I'm just vibing.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the fruits of my labor, and now I'm going back in and I'm gonna solidify some more things, try some new things, dabble in some other. I was like, not everything has to have like an end
Right.
date, which
Right.
is,
And
I
even
think, something that's complicated that people don't necessarily understand. Like, you don't have to have, like, it's not, I did my show. It doesn't mean like, all right, I'm done forever now. Bye, everyone.
right.
It's a journey. It's life. I'm gonna go
People
live it.
people
Yeah.
are really addicted to like bottom line mentality. Like everyone wants the fairy tale ending of a story, but no one is down to like live into their own like mythos. Like
Right.
it's a really different experience when you're like trying to orient to like your own story and plot, but most people just want to know all the answers because they're addicted to like certainty on some level,
Yep.
or like having everything like pretty and packaged
I
and
think,
deliverable.
yeah, I think Taylor, you're on a not a different level, but you are. But I'm on a different level. So I'm a different level than you are. But as you get further and further into your journey, like Taylor, you're now, but it's the same mindset. So like, and I talked to you about this today because you compare yourself to people on your level, and that, so and again, you're going to do it at every level. When you're going to do it at every level in your body, in your house, in every part of your life. So it's not like this is something that you get over. So for you, Tiara, for Leila, know that when you get to that next level, you're gonna be having the same damn questions and comparison, unless you say, I'm not gonna compare myself.
Mhm.
Like you're never gonna be satisfied, no matter how much you change. When I finally realized that, and again, this is in every area of life, I just got to make the decision to slow down. That was it. Just slow down and enjoy it. And, and I know Taylor, you can kind of talk about as far as like just where you are mentally going into your second season, because you've been through everything that they have been through, but you've also been through a little bit more because you're just on that next level. So what would you say, like, whenever you're hearing, what are you saying about, what would you say right now about how you feel going into your second season?
I'll be very honest. I am 100% guilty of comparison and more on like a subconscious level, especially in like the content I consume. Like, um, yeah, it's not like, oh, I wish I looked like her, but like I look at like other people's like Megan, for example. We'll
Mhm.
take Megan. I look at Megan's picture and I'm like, oh damn, I don't want to be Megan and I don't want to look like that. I want to be my own version of that. But I'm
Right.
like, I'm not there yet. I'm not
Yep.
there yet. I'm not lean enough. I'm not like, but then I have to take a step back and I'm like, no, I'm still 10 weeks out. I'm still way better than who I was 10 weeks out last season. And so
Yeah.
what I do is I like put my side by sides pretty much every week. I've been doing this. I put my side by side of where I was 10 weeks last
Yep.
year, 10 weeks this year. And there's like so much growth, not just physically, but in my mindset as well.
And your metabolic, like everything.
Yeah. Like
Yes.
last year, prep, didn't have a cycle at all during prep and not because of prep for other reasons, but
Yeah.
like
Well, does it just
now,
all piled up?
yeah, now have a cycle, now can eat a substantially high amount of carbs and
Yeah.
still like make progress and I'm still feeling strong and like all my relationships are good. It's just me and God, we're just vibing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
And
really.
it really does. That is a great just realization, is that you're because I mean, and I don't even think like what you're comparing. So I wouldn't even use the word Taylor comparing. You're not comparing yourself to Megan. You're just looking at Megan. And you're not idolizing Megan. You're just looking at her like an idol. There's a big difference between comparing somebody and idolizing somebody, right? You're not. So I want you to idolize the right people because that inspires you, that motivates you, that keeps you going. The same thing I do. So just know that there is a difference between comparing and idolizing. And I want you, all of y'all, to y'all know, can y'all like clearly know the difference right now whenever you think back on your comparison or what you think is comparing?
Yeah, I think I even like the same Taylor, like for my journey, obviously, because it was transformation, there were some girls that I was looking at and I was like, oh man, it wasn't that I wanted to be them. It was just that they were at that next level and I wanted to be at that next level. It wasn't that I wanted to be them. I don't want their body. I don't want their lives. I don't know what their lives are like. It was kind of like the girl who is phenomenal in my class for wellness. She looked great. I don't want to be her. I
Right.
don't want her body. Like I am perfectly content with my mindset and where I'm at. It was just like, dang, she's on a level that I want to get to. I'm just not there yet, you know?
Yes. Yeah. And that just keeps you excited, one, and it keeps you in check here. Because if you look at everything like a level, because that's what it is, that keeps you leveling up every time, right? Like right when you think like for me, when I feel comfort in any area, that's my red flag. All right, something needs to change because we don't want to be comfortable. We want to be uncomfortable, but we want to be confident in the uncomfortableness, you know? And that goes to to your weight, the weight you physically are. Like before 2022, I never let myself get over 155 pounds ever because in my head, that was a lot for me. I'm 6 foot tall. And in my first like true building season, I got up to 185. I would have never, and didn't even think. Like, I didn't even think anything of it. Like, I looked down and I was like, what? Jesus, okay. And because my shape just stayed where I wanted it to stay. That was a big eye opener for me. So, yes.
I feel that so hard
Yeah.
because this building season was probably the heaviest I weighed in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I like looked down and I was like, all right, okay, we
Yeah.
built on some muscle. But like, again, I had that mindset as, like, I feel like many women do in their younger years. Like, I cannot be above 115. I have to be the same weight
Right.
I was when I was 16 years old, which is so unrealistic. But
Right. Yeah. And I'm actually, did I send you pictures today? You're 10 weeks out and 10 weeks
yeah,
out.
you did.
Okay, I need to finish those. Like just looking at the data, and if you do them, send them to me because I would love to see like each week. Maybe we'll make a swipe of each week the differences, and I need to do that for myself too. But what was the last thing you said? Something I was going to say.
Not being the same weight you are when you're 16 years old.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
when girls say,
Yeah.
I
Like, I can't be above 115.
that, or like
Like-
what is your stage weight? That's been my question to me ever since I was like, I don't even know my stage weight it should never be the first one. That means you ain't doing shit. That means you're not putting on no muscle mass. If you were 115 and you still have 115 a year later, you ain't put on no muscle mass. Is that what you want to train for? Because that's not what I want to train for. I want to come in hot looking 10 pounds heavier.
Right.
And I want that shape to be there, right?
And I
So
always respond to that question with like, because I've been asked about my stage weight, and I'm like, I don't chase a weight. We chase like a physique and how I feel.
the shape is what we chase. And I know, and it's fun because now Taylor, you've been competing, Tierra, you're now competing, and y'all are starting to see even more like, all right, this what we do here, way different than what they do there, and obviously we're not here to say our way is right, but it is the way that we like to do it. And there are always going to be people that like to prep in 8 weeks. There will always be those clients, and they will always have a coach that that likes to do that too. But me and for y'all and for my clients, we don't do that. That would not be happy, right? If we had to do what we need to do in 8 weeks, like it would be a no-go, So yeah, I'm excited for this check-in because this little adapting thing or like change, because it does help. One, it helps me because it helps you coach yourself. And ultimately, that's how you are going to be able, I'm not going to be your coach when you're 90 years old, but continue on, you understand all of the things that go through my mind. So with the new system, I know that it's actually, this is what I was going to tell y'all earlier. God took this on a whole different level what I've been building. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen? I think you can. Okay. So everything that I showed y'all, Taylor, Tiara, in the Google Sheets will not be used in Google Sheets anymore. So this is now an app. Like, so that so what I'm building is the software.
Ooh, look at this. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's exciting, but it's like, so like Trainerize, people buy the software for Trainerize and can make it their own. So I'm building what Trainerize had bought to have that type of platform. So I'm building the database that coaches buy to then turn into their own app. Does that make sense? So we're going to be y'all are going to be this is just, I don't know how God, the other day we had to talk, I was like, God, you got to pump the brakes, bro, because this is different level of just everything. But he gave me the right person. And so anyway, so this is just the beginning of what y'all will see. And so once I get this week, she's going to do everything in here because I did the logic this weekend, do everything. And then it won't be live, but I'll have y'all test some things. I do want y'all to tell me over the next couple of days. I'm telling you right now, like what you wish was more simple, what you wish was different, what you wish you saw. Like, so this is going to be your daily tab. It's going to be an app. You'll open it, and then this is not going to be there, but this is where you do the time logging. And I don't know if y'all all do that, but it'll be very easy if you want to. You won't have to, but this is where you'll do it. You'll have your current plan here, and then your weekly check-in will be here, and it's going to look like this. So you'll just enter this instead of the Google Sheet, and this is going to be a little bit changed too. But you'll submit that. Your weekly form will be right here. You'll submit that. And then this will be your weekly reviews. Like this will be what I review. And then everything, another big thing is just, the reason I like Google Sheets is because at the end of the day, I can send you that file and you could print it out if you want to. Like I want all of y'all's data and all of y'all's everything to be there. And one thing I'm working on tonight is pictures. I've never been able to have I've never found a system that I have everything that I want. So I'm going to create it, this is how I created this. So, and y'all can kind of give me feedback on this even too. So I want y'all's pictures. So Taylor, you're going to be good because you're going through this right now. So when you submit your pictures, you're going to submit it here. And when they go to the history part of this, everything's going to be like stamped in a history. When you go to the history tab, I want it to be able to filter by weight, by macro amount, by calorie amount, by steps, by water, by seasons, by year, by months. That way you can see for Taylor, you could pull up my 2020, my first building season when I was eating 250 grams of carbs. What did I look like against my second building season, 250 grams of carbs? What do I look like? Not just, so therefore you can compare weight to weight. You can compare year to year, macros, steps, all of that can be pulled easily. What are your thoughts on that?
That's so nice for even if for competitors, especially oh, this is what really worked this season. This is what's not. This is maybe what didn't work that first season, but works that second season. But also even for just lifestyle clients, oh, well, I might have been having really bad GI issues. And then we figured that out. And now look, oh,
Right.
This is so freaking cool, Gracie. I know this is just a test thing, but I'm over
No.
here look at all that stuff. I love it. I haven't even tried it.
Yeah, I'll send y'all 3 because y'all are all my Monday. Y'all are always here and I'm so thankful for y'all. So I'll send this link to y'all and you can go ahead and make your account. So you'll just put in your email, make your password, and you can just play with it. And obviously it's just gonna it's going to be different probably every time you get on because we're in that
Mhm.
building stage. But what I want y'all to do is just what would y'all like? Because all it's going to be is what I want as a coach that I don't have. So like this first tab, my routine, I want think about what do I want to see? What do I want y'all to see when y'all wake up and log in? I want y'all to see a motivational quote. I want y'all to see a picture of inspiration, maybe right here. Maybe it's y'all, maybe it's somebody else. I don't know. That's just gonna be y'all. It's up to y'all. Your check-in day, like when your next check-in is, and then this timestamp. And there's a reason that I have this, and it's to help y'all time manage. And this is not gonna be there. So that'll be a big part. And then cycle syncing, that's gonna be another big part of it. Measurements, progress pictures, journal. Like it's just going to be everything. Leela, so we'll have a journal. This is going to be for y'all to journal, like intentionally journal. Then there's going to be a brain space dump here so that every time you think of something, Leela, it's not here right now. But Leela, you do it all the time. You brain dump into our WhatsApp thread. You're gonna be able to brain dump into this, and it's gonna collect it, and it'll send it to me all together. That's
Nice.
the biggest thing. Just so that I look at one thing every week and I don't have to search back. You don't have to look and see what you sent, what you didn't send. You'll be able to ask questions like what are y'all's first thoughts and what do y'all feel like? I was like, what do y'all want in a check-in? To hold you accountable, to make it easier.
I don't know if it's possible, but like,
Everything is possible.
okay.
Let me just say that.
So, for example, I lift 5 days a week. Maybe somewhere on there where it says like what your lift for that day is going to be like, oh, today you have lower body session number 2 or whatever the heck it's labeled
Okay.
as, or like push day or something, just to be up there. Not that I have an
Okay.
issue with figuring that out, but it would be like if I'm going to make this like a daily part of my day, being able to be like, all right, I know where my workout's going to be.
So under current plan, this is what my plan is it's not going to look like this. This was her just kind of like mocking up something for me.
Hmm.
I do plan on having what you're going to eat, like your macros, obviously, your cardio, everything assigned. And then your training. We aren't with the volume 1, we are not going to have training in this right now. I say that I'm probably going to put it in this weekend if I know myself. So it'll still be in Google Sheets, but it'll be linked here. But I can do that. That'll be easy to have to where when you wake up, and I think that's actually part of this one, to where when you wake up, it says your trust the process 1 day at a time. Here's your inspiration. And then this is what you do today, right there.
Yeah.
This is, so yeah, that's 1000% doable. And yeah, what else do y'all wish? And with the training, the biggest thing with training, and this is the only reason I'm not putting it in right at this moment for volume 1, is because what I ultimately want is, so all y'all's training blocks. So right now, if I took all y'all's training blocks and copied them into one master training block, one file, they're in separate files, to be able to search sumo deadlift. Taylor, you'd be able to pull up sumo deadlifts from 4 years ago, the videos, the weight you pushed, the food you were eating while you pushed it, the amount of weight you physically were at the time. You'd be able to pull up all of that with this one lookup. So you can, when you're setting right now, you're not really comparing to that, but you are kind of comparing to that. You got to compare everything. So this is just an example. Tomorrow I'm gonna pull sumo deadlifts. I have never pulled sumo deadlifts over 260 in the weight that I am right now, eating the macros that I have right now, with the mind that I have right now, ever. So if I let myself, because my max sumo is 290, 292, if I let myself tomorrow chase that, there ain't no way in hell I'll be able to walk out, not hurt, not without being injured. You know what I mean? But to know that gives you a solid base to compare to. Does that make sense as far as training goes?
I feel like it doesn't, I mean, I don't know that I'm that far along to be able to know that level of nuance. So not to me.
Yes. No, I mean, even, yeah. I mean, you're not, but you can in other areas. That it just applies to every area, to be honest with you. So it's really just about the data that we are collecting. How can I find more efficiently the data that is there to make sure that I'm comparing the right things? Does that make sense? and just
Yeah.
keeping this system on your body. That's the biggest thing.
Cool.
Like habits, you'll be able to track habits in here. Cycle, you'll be able to track that in here. There was something else that I talked to y'all about.
I mean,
That-
tracking cycle, and for me, I mean, it was like pain scale, but I don't know that that will be applicable for everybody. So,
It will be. It will be. And that will be on here too.
It's applicable to me, girl.
Yeah, it is applicable. It's applicable to everybody. It's just
Grace-
different roots of the pain. You know what I mean? And it
right.
might not be as often as you, but it's still the same measuring tape. So
Gracie.
yeah, I'm really excited about this.
You guys are going to go in my fanny pack right now because I'm going to take the dog for a walk. So I'm turning my camera off, but I'm still here.
Yeah, you can take it off if you want to. We're just talking. I just wanted to show y'all this and kind of give y'all an idea of what things are going to look like. So up here, and maybe y'all can tell me this. So up here, and this is a weekly check-in. This will be where you go in and actually log your stuff. So this is instead of Google Sheets. What are y'all's thoughts?
I like it.
It will be separated. Like I'm gonna have this pretty much separation right here. Well, like after water, there's like a line to where I like it to be white here, then I have the movement here, then I have the timestamps here, and those will be collapsible so that, because some of y'all don't do timestamps, some of y'all, we don't need to see all that. And everything that timestamps here will be coming from here. So the only place you'll actually log will be in this one place. This is only read, and this is just tap. So you'll tap wake time, breakfast time, blah, blah, blah. All of this is just automatic. This is not gonna be there.
I like that. I'm a big
Yeah.
data girly, and I'm pretty sure Taylor, you are as well. Like,
Well, to be honest with you, y'all all are, or y'all would
Yeah.
not be my clients, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So that you like data because it's black and white. You're either doing
Yeah.
it and you're getting the outcome, or you're not, and you're not getting the outcome. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun, it's a lot of new things, but I'm excited. And then the milestone checklist. This is what, like, so I have a list of things that I want y'all to accomplish throughout your journey with me. That's dine out with my husband without anxiety, compete in a show for some of y'all, right? And all of that's going to be here, so that you can literally know.
Did you say GoPro?
GoPro, yeah.
Taylor
GoPro.
went GoPro.
She is going to go pro. It's just, yeah. I want that. My biggest thing with y'all is just be able to track that. If you can be able to see the journey, you're able to enjoy the journey because you can see it. You can see it because of how I built my system already, and I make you see it, so that's where you're coming from with joy. Like you can't love the journey if you don't even see the journey, so
Yeah.
I just make you look at it.
I also like the fact that you're taking into account, like, oh, if we don't do this, like, you don't have to include it, like the timestamps. Like, I think mine just ended up not working for whatever reason. So I
It
just
is.
never ended up building the habit for it. But like, I would love to be able to do that. But then there might be some girls who are like, that's way too much. I don't know if
Yeah.
I can commit to that. So you have that
Yes.
option. I do like that.
Yeah, everything will be optional, and yes, yours. That was when I was
I
trying to
don't know
code a script by
why.
myself. That
It's
was the
fine.
problem. That was a problem. But actually, your peak week, the one that I sent you, that did work. But I think I took it out of there because but I actually maybe didn't. But anyway, so yes, you'll like it, but more than anything, and I never explained to y'all what I'm looking for this for. Once you understand that too, you'll be like, okay, that makes sense. And even the ones that don't want to do it, if they know why they're doing it and how they can apply that knowledge, that's when they're like, okay, I do want to timestamp my wake time because I'm tired of telling myself I'm rushing through the day when it's because I wake up late. Well, here's the data that tells you that, right? Or go to bed late. In my case, like it finally hit me. This has probably been like 4 months ago. I have got to stop thinking I'm going to get up at my normal time at 6:30 when I don't go to bed till 2. When I go to bed at 2 a.m., how the hell are you going to get up at 6? You're not. So quit telling yourself that. So I finally changed that here, and it's been like less anxiety every day just because of that one thing, So anyway, so I'll send y'all the link to make y'all's, go ahead and make your account, and just know that this is nothing in here. This is all just what she threw at me at first. And y'all just go through it. So I'm making a list. What y'all would like. And like I said, everything is possible. The things that you think are not possible, write it down because I'll make it happen. And I only say that because that's what God's told me. And I'm like, everything is true. I'm just like pulling stuff up out my butt. And I'm like, try this. And he's like, yep, you can do that. And I'm like, okay, I'm just saying, hang on. So my new assistant, I'm like, girl, if you coming home, buckle up because it don't stop. So she's just learning that. But I'm excited. That's how we say excited. So yeah. Okay. Well, I will let y'all go and I'm gonna send y'all the link. Y'all play with it, do whatever you want to do, write down your notes, and let's just build a system that we want. That's all we're doing. Build a system for our whole body health that we want. Cool. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of y'all. Taylor, I'm gonna also start, not Taylor, Tiara, I'm gonna also start that Canva thing. We can work on that.
Okay.
I'll send you the link now.
Okay.
Okay, I love y'all. Y'all have a great week.
Yeah. Good night.
Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
good night.